The first incident I want to talk about happened to a man named Corner. He had recently moved into a newly rented house. The house came fully furnished and had a surprisingly good rental price, so at first, Corner felt very satisfied. But it didn't take long before he started to notice that something wasn't right. Strange noises and unusual occurrences began to happen frequently. One night, while he was sleeping, Corner was suddenly awakened by the sound of a piano playing from the living room.
Who's there?
It sounded like someone was pressing the keys on the piano that had been placed in the room. Holding his phone in hand, Corner quietly walked out to the living room and started recording. The footage clearly showed that no one else was in the house, and no one was sitting at the piano. As soon as he called out, the music stopped immediately. He then decided to lie down on the sofa in the living room, keeping his phone camera pointed toward the piano, hoping to catch whatever was causing the sound. And then it happened again.
Fuck.
The piano started playing once more, and this time, the chair placed near it moved, on its own. Terrified by what he had just witnessed, Corner decided to leave the house immediately that night, and went to stay at a friend's place. He planned to return the next morning to pack his belongings. But as he stepped outside and opened the car door, the strange events inside the house continued. Corner took out his phone once again and managed to capture one last video.
What the fuck?
The TV in the living room was glitching, its screen flickering violently, and when he pointed the camera toward the bedroom, the light inside was blinking erratically. Corner moved out not long after that night, and no further updates were ever given about the incident. In my opinion, the footage seems quite convincing, from the piano sounds, the moving chair, the flickering lights, and even Corner's fearful expressions. But there's always the possibility that it was nothing more than a carefully staged hoax created to attract attention and engagement on social media, because everything shown in the video could have easily been faked with today's technology. More than 13 years ago, Robert Fulton Elementary School in Cleveland, Ohio, USA, was abandoned. Since then, it has become a favorite spot for many YouTubers who visit to explore its eerie halls. Chris Hill, the owner of the YouTube channel Ubex Hill, was no exception. During one of his explorations in 2023 at 1 a.m., he encountered a terrifying incident. As Chris navigated the dark corners of the creepy abandoned school, he reached a doorway covered by several curtains. Slowly pulling the curtains aside to see what was inside, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the air, prompting Chris to flee immediately. As he neared the staircase, the scream rang out again. Chris bolted outside, jumped into his car, and sped away. When he got home and reviewed the footage from that night, Chris noticed something chilling. In a few frames before the screen, the silhouette of a man appeared, lurking in the shadows and seemingly following him. It's likely that the scream came from a real person, possibly a homeless man who had been secretly living in the building. Upon noticing Chris, the man may have feared that Chris was there to steal from him or evict him, so he screamed to scare him off. In the US, it's not uncommon for homeless individuals to take shelter in abandoned buildings or even deserted homes, seeking a place to shield themselves from the elements and sleep at night. Nevertheless, Chris undoubtedly had a heart-pounding scare encountering that person at 1 a.m. in such a dark, desolate, and terrifying place. At the beginning of the video, we see footage of a mountain climber attempting to descend a dangerous cliff. It is known that the location shown in the video is a mountainous area near Mount Futago, located in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. As the climber carefully makes his way down from a steep height, a large dark figure suddenly appears on the ledge above him. A bear charges and attacks the man mid-climb. He lets out a series of loud screams, partly out of fear, but also as an attempt to intimidate the bear. When it comes to bear encounters, each species requires a different survival strategy. For example, when facing a brown bear, it's often recommended to play dead. However, the bear in this video appears to be a black bear, and with black bears, the best form of defense is to fight back, to scream, act aggressively, and strike if necessary, in order to scare it off. Fortunately for the climber in the video, he did exactly that. After a series of loud yells and defensive strikes aimed at pushing the bear away, it seems the bear recognized the climber's fierce resistance. It became hesitant and eventually began to back off. After the attack, the man slowly and cautiously continued his descent, worried that the bear might circle back to ambush him somewhere further down the path. But in the end, he made it safely down the mountain, and this video stands as the only proof of the terrifying encounter he survived.